everyone, this is your boy, Captain Bogy here from the New Show. Today, September 15th, here we are in Lauderhill, Florida. None other than the Warrior Pit. We finally made it here after weeks and weeks of anticipation and seeing it on social media, the pictures, the videos. We're here touching the turf. You can see it back there. And look who we bumped into. Chellez Reign, the warrior queen of WBW. How are you, dear?
How are you? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sweaty still.
And that's okay. So first let's talk about, because as you were walking over here, you shared something with us, how sore you are. Why?
Oh,
why are you so sore here in the Warrior Pit?
The workouts are intense. They're intense.
So you participate in this?
All the time.
Nice.
All the time. It's not, once I walk through the doors and we're in training mode, whether it's boot camp or it's in the ring, CEO hat comes off, Chellez Reign hat comes off, well, my crown comes off,
yes.
And it's just straight work, just training, and my legs were so sore that I could barely walk for a couple of days. Like, it was bad. Coming up and down, we have a 2-story house.
Oh, okay.
So coming up and down the stairs, I was like, okay, this is horrible.
So that means that you were doing these workouts right if you were that sore.
Oh, yeah. It's like, you feel the pain afterwards, but then once it starts alleviating, it's just like it was all worth it.
Good.
Because when you're actually working out, you let out a lot of aggression, and
sure.
It helps.
I can imagine.
It helps.
Okay. So curious to know then, the Warrior Pit, what is your goal in what you can get out of the Warrior Pit?
Well, personally, I personally want to just keep building on my strength and my endurance. Because you know that transitioning into wrestling, you need to be able to move.
Oh, sure.
So, and you need to be able to lift people. Yeah. So that's my focus for myself. Okay. But as far as the business as a whole, it's just to let it grow, to give everybody a different experience that they get from anywhere else. Okay. You get CrossFit, but this is not CrossFit. This is more boot camp because, Danny's background in the Marines.
Yes.
So it's more grit and grime other than like throwing up some weights. You're using your own body, your own tension, like all that comes together. And he can be very motivating, to keep you moving. Let's go,
Watch some of those videos on their page and you can see the motivation.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the big tire over there. We call her Becky with the good grip.
Oh boy.
Yeah, she's big. She's heavy.
Huge. Okay. So now let's go ahead and transition a little over to WBW, Warrior Breed Wrestling. And you guys have just concluded Chapter 1.
Yeah.
A lot of events under your belt. And just like we spoke with Lockjaw a little while ago, there must have been some little bumps and bruises, lessons, good points, low points. So how do you feel overall Chapter 1 of WBW has gone for you guys? I
feel that Chapter 1 was more of learning who our fans are, learning what they want from us. Seeing the people that we work with,
I like that.
The wrestlers that we bring into work and their styles, and when it comes to outside of everything, Danny doing the creative part of it, the thought process that he puts behind it, So I think that after Chapter 1 and taking a good look and evaluating everything that happened, I think Chapter 2 is just gonna blow up.
Nice. So, and again, I had mentioned this before with Lockjaw. So, you guys were the freshmen. Now you're entering that sophomore, that's Chapter 2 of Warrior Breed Wrestling. So, what are you seeing? Now that you got all these learning experiences, what are you seeing for Chapter 2 that WBW will be offering the fanatics of local Miami wrestling?
Well, I feel that it's gonna be more hard hitting. Jose.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. Like the kitty in the ring. It's going to be a little more hard hitting. The story is going to get a little more intense. We got some surprises planned. Okay. And I know I got some surprises planned.
Nice.
So, it's just keeping everybody on their toes, keeping them wanting to come back and see what's new. We can't just disclose everything because it's just like, we know what's coming.
But I want to come back with that wondering.
Just know that, you know, it's going to be a lot more than what you got. I mean, our last show at All Sports was phenomenal.
Yes.
Like, I watched the tape back, and I watched everything that happened, and especially the match with Izzy and Kyrain. That match was insane. It was insane. I'm like, geez, I wish I was in the audience at the moment because I wanted to be front and center. You know, but then again, I was healing from my match with Didi, but that's besides the point.
And talk about the audience. Very great turnout.
You know,
and the audience probably added to that atmosphere in that match, those matches.
Oh yeah, because you know, when you have the support of the fans and they're there cheering you on as a wrestler, you just want to give more. You know, it's like sometimes you get a little discouraged when there's just so many people in the crowd. But when you see that there's people there ready, you're like, okay, now I'm going to show what I can do.
Right.
We did have a lot of help for that last show. You know, our fans came together. I don't know if you know, but a lot of the people that help run the show, like for concessions, our door, they're all my daughter's friends. They're all teenagers in high school or just graduating high school, so they intern for us.
Oh, good.
So they know that they're not getting paid, but you know, when they've right now, the guy who does our music, Ken, he went for a job and they called me and I gave him a great reference. He starts work next week.
Awesome.
You know, so we're helping out the kids that are coming up. You know, they get work experience with us, so they helped promote the show a lot too.
Awesome.
You know, so it was great. The turnout was great. I had fun.
And we did too. We did too. and it's true that audience also helped us. You know, as we're announcing, we're seeing all these reactions, and it just intensified it for us.
Oh yeah.
Now let's go ahead and focus our conversation on the next wrestling event, September 29th, locked and loaded. Your match with a somewhat other person that's very important in your life, but unfortunately they're on the other side of this particular match. So talk to us about that particular match. Who's involved, and how did it get to that point?
Well,
I know it can be tough. Probably beyond soreness right now.
It's been a time coming, you know. Eventually me and Danny were going to get in a ring together. You know, it was going to happen. It just, that's where we're at this point. Like, we're just going to have to get in there and do what we do and see who comes out on top, you know. From my understanding, Raven wasn't going to be able to make it, so it's me and Varonesa.
Okay.
And, you know, the two puppies on the other side.
Ooh. Are you referring to little Puerto Rican hound dog and
the little Puerto, yeah.
According to you, said
yeah, the pit bulls, yeah, the pit bull and the hound dog.
Ah, okay.
They're puppies.
Little puppies, okay.
Yeah.
So not too much bark, just a lot of. Okay.
No, a lot of bark, little bite.
A lot of bark, little bite. Okay, I get it. Okay. And,
yeah, when I heard that was what was coming, I'm like, okay, so he has this up his sleeve. He's gonna sick his little dog on me. I get it.
Okay. And then of course you have half. La Baronesa, which is half of the tag team champions of WBW with
Souls.
you.
That's right.
So she definitely, you know, has a lot to offer for you guys to go up against.
Let me tell you something. These girls, after they won the tag team tournament, Baronesa ended up becoming the women's champion at WWA in Pennsylvania, which is where she lives now. So she travels to come over here now.
Okay.
And Raven Marie out in Puerto Rico, she moved over there.
Wow.
So our tag team is kind of separated. So she's flying in for the shows. She's women's champion out there too. So we're all individually women's champions, and then collectively the Women of Destruction, as you know.
Destruction, yes.
And then together they're Haunting Souls. So when they're traveling together, they do their thing. But I'm telling you, we're to be reckoned with. Boricua's in the house. That's right.
That's it. All right, so if you can go ahead and share with us again the address here to the new home of WBW, where again the Warrior Pit is located, and also the social medias where they can find more information on WBW and the Warriors.
Sure. The website for Warrior Breed Wrestling is warriorbreedwrestling.com. Very simple. Our email address is warriorbreedwrestling7@gmail.com. Our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter are the same. Warrior Breed Wrestling LLC. And then the address here is 1825 Northwest 38th Avenue in Lauderhill. So it's 33311 if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yes.
So, you know, this is where we are, and this is where we'll be. Tuesdays and Wednesdays we hold our boot camp.
Okay.
From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. There's 2 slots actually. It's 9 to 11 and then 11 to 1. 9 to 11, if I'm not mistaken, is for the beginners.
Okay.
11 to 1 is for people who are more athletic, more already on their journey.
Advanced, yeah.
And then on Saturdays and Sundays, we're here from 9 to 2 for wrestling training.
Nice.
So I know in the morning we do basics from 9 to 11, and then from 11 to 2, it's just hardcore, balls to the wall, like we say.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Chellez Reign, the Warrior Queen, for having us here, for inviting us here to your open house. We really enjoy seeing the new location, and we can't wait to be setting up again September 29th, right over here in Lauderhill, Florida, for Locked and Loaded. So remember, you guys check out the Fuse Show page, and we're going to have all the information there for you. So again, this is your boy, Captain Bogy, here from the